What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm starting pretty late. I probably have about hour and a half, maybe maximum 2 hours before the sun completely goes down. And I got a few parts I want to show you guys, and as well we're going to install my new fuel pump today. And hoping, crossing our fingers, that's going to resolve my problem. But if not, I have another solution that I have lined up for my next install, which is kind of intricate and pretty detailed, but we're gonna get through it and it's gonna be good. So the first thing I want to show you, I am gonna do a complete separate video on this. Is I ended up getting a cartboard short shift. I had a cartboard short shift that I actually gave to the boy RC. If you're watching this, shout out to the boy. I had a cartboard for my 5-speed and I absolutely loved it. It was super simple, perfect feel. And that's exactly what I did for the STI drivetrain. So this is a cartboard short shift. I got it used, shipped out, and I'm pretty stoked on it. So I'm going to be installing this probably later in the week, giving you guys a compare and contrast, because the OEM one that I have right now, it's garbage. I hate it, and it also hits my little carbon shift boot delete. So hoping that's going to resolve my problem. We'll be installing this later. The other parts that I got are this here, new fuel pump. It's from Works. This one, the flow is 340 at 40 psi, so obviously equivalent to like an AM 340, and it's the full kit for Subaru. So got that. We're going to be installing that today, and then as well as a lot of people were commenting on the fact that my air filter was super dirty. I have a Cobb SF intake, and they make replaceable filters. My filter, honestly, it was super dirty. Not that expensive to get the replaceable filter, so that is exactly what I did. Got another filter for my intake, so we're going to be getting a fresh intake right there. Easy peasy. So we're going to be replacing this guy, oiling it up with the proper filter oil, and then the main thing is obviously doing my fuel pump and seeing if my pressure is fixed. If not, then we're going to move on to the next step. But we'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and install this fuel pump. Shouldn't take that long. I got everything disassembled already. Let's go ahead and do it. New fuel pump's in. We're going to go ahead and see if it primes up. Let's cross our fingers. Yep, definitely primes up. I'm going to go ahead and prime it a couple times. Looking pretty good. It's a lot quieter than the Walbro, actually. Prime it one more time. Now I'm going to check the lines. Line's looking good. Doesn't seem to be leaking. Let's go ahead and start it up. Not sure what happened there. I think my battery charger fell off or something, so it didn't start it, but now it's started up, and see how she runs. Fuel pressure idle, same exact as it was with the old pump, right around 30. I was looking for 34. I am interested to see how it's going to drive with the new pump, even though at idle it's still showing me signs of the exact same result as the old fuel pump. So I don't think the pump did anything, although I've been wanting to upgrade my pump, so I'm still kind of stoked that I did that. I think it's time to try something else. All right, so check this. So what I did is I noticed when I actually turned off the engine, from what I understand, fuel pressure should retain and slowly drop off when the engine shuts off, right? So at idle, it should be around that 34, and then when you shut off the engine, it should slowly go back down. And what I noticed is my access port, it's kind of glitchy sometimes, and when I turned off the engine, I have a setting in my access port to where the access port shuts off with it, but it actually didn't shut off when I shut off the engine, if that makes sense. So when that happened, I shut off the engine and it went from 30 PSI and dropped fast. So with that being said, if I'm not mistaken and I've read this correctly, then like I said, fuel pressure should have been retained in the system, right? And slowly drop off. But since it dropped off so quickly, that obviously means there is a leak somewhere or something is failing. AKA it's a leaky fuel injector or it is a fuel pressure regulator. So that kind of leads me to when I said at the beginning of the video, I have another plan if this doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an aftermarket fuel pressure regulator. And I've been wanting to get one, just like I've said I wanted to get this fuel pump. So I'm not too upset that this didn't fix it because like I said, this is a nice upgrade. It's going to be ready for when I do my 85 kit and it's going to be good. So anyway, so I'm going to get an aftermarket fuel pressure regulator and that's what I've been doing all day today. Figuring out where I'm going to mount the fuel pressure regulator, what lines I need to get. I'm going to do -6 AN lines. And IAG actually makes an adapter. So you can go from the GD regular, I believe it's 02 to 07 WRX and 07 STI, the way the fuel rail's designed. It's the same type of feed. So they make an adapter that you can go directly from OE fuel rail to a 6 AN ORB, I think that's what it's called. It has like an O-ring in it, it's AN fitting. Anyway, so they make an adapter and I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I've been working with my boy Mike. Shout out to Mike if you're watching this video. And we've been going through trying to figure out exactly what I need, how much length of line I need, what kind of fittings, so on and so forth. So that's definitely going to be coming in pretty soon. I'm going to order all the parts tonight, every fitting that I need. And I believe Mike, he's going to make me a little adapter, I believe, that's going to mount it up all nice. And we'll have the aftermarket fuel pressure regulator and deleting the stock one. What you need? Yeah, it didn't work. Anyway, that was my dad. So yeah, that's what's going down. The fuel pressure regulator is going in, and we're pretty much just gonna have to go on from that. So I mean, obviously, if from what I read is right, and my fuel pressure dropped instantly right when I shut off my engine, then obviously I have an internal leak somewhere or something failing. Obviously not filter, obviously not pump, because we did those. And I don't want to say it's the injectors, because if it was, if I had a leaky injector in my mind, then the spark plugs would be fouled, right? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't the plugs show fouled or gas smell if I had a leaky injector? That's why I'm not leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards failure in the actual fuel pressure regulator, and that's where that leak is coming from. So anyway, I think that's gonna be it, I guess. Hopefully you guys learned how to maybe install a pump, because I think I did a pretty nice time lapse of it actually coming out and going in. It is honestly pretty easy. I've done it like freaking 10 times now at this point. So anyway, I think that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. We're going to cross our fingers that third time's the charm. The fuel pressure regulator solves my freaking fuel pressure issue. We'll hope. Just pray for the Subaru.